Your WavyOcho, I'm gonna react to Mase versus JC with their beef. You know, I didn't know like they had beef. So yeah, we about to like find out what was their beef about. You know, I'm interested. For me.
Jay-Z and Mase beef was always a fascinating piece of history because both artists were very young and very hungry when everything kicked off. I'm really trying to bring you guys stories that haven't been covered a million times already, and this is one of them. This one has not been covered in detail on YouTube, so I'm going to give it a shot. Hit the like button, it really helps the video. And let's go. When many people hear Jay-Z and Mase in the same sentence, they probably would have totally forgot that Mase was once the far bigger artist. Mase met Puff back in 1996 at a music convention, spit some bars for him, and Puff signed him on the spot. In a 1997 article, Puff said, "I like the style. His personality stood out, the sound of his voice. He sounded like me." If you could think back to the first time you heard Mase, you'd probably think something similar because his voice was so unique and laid back and like just smooth. So the young kid from Harlem known as Mase secures a $250,000 record deal, and just weeks later he finds himself featured on 112's remix of Only You, where he shared a mic with none other than Biggie Smalls.
Everybody know I got more bounce than the ounce.
And you gotta keep in mind, Biggie's Ready to Die had dropped two.
Nah, Biggie, bro, I ain't gonna lie, just like, you know, seeing, like, you know, flicks of, like, Biggie Smalls, bro, and not even just flicks, but, like, videos, like, old videos, like, Biggie could dress, bro, son could that dress, bro, like, son got swag and all that shit, bro, he was a fly nigga, Biggie was a fly nigga, bro, I ain't gonna lie.
Years prior. So when Mase found himself under the bad boy umbrella, Puff already had a working formula.
I'm seeing my death and I ain't even took my first step.
So while Mase is catching a little buzz, there was another hungry MC coming from another borough of New York known as Jay-Z.
Same borough as Biggie.
Check out the J, check out the A, check out the Y, Z.
And Jay-Z used to rap mad fast, if y'all didn't know that. Jay-Z used to rap mad fast before, like, he even, like, you know, blew up and shit. Back in his earlier day, he used to rap mad fast.
Representing Brooklyn, Hov had an even smaller buzz at the time, but dropped his now classic debut album, Reasonable Doubt.
With enough bail money to free a big Willie.
But believe it or not, man, like that album was off to a really slow start. The album only sold 43,000 copies in its first week, and iconic tracks like Can't Knock the Hustle and Feelin' It didn't even crack the top 50.
Hey, yo, peep the style and the way the cops sweater.
Nickel plated, sprinkle coke on the floor, make it drug related.
Speaking of Biggie, I feel like he did play a big role in this Hov and Mase saga, as he was a mutual friend of both artists. Although Hov and Biggie were both from Brooklyn and even went to the same high school, they really didn't know each other from a hole in the ground. One artist was signed to Puff and was a superstar, and the other had just got started with Dame Dash and was relatively unknown. The Brooklyn's Finest record is truly iconic, as it was the first time that Hov and Biggie ever spoke.
And I was like, yo, you need to put Big on this, man. He was like, I don't know that nigga. But the day that they met, they became friends in 1.1 seconds.
It was a really good look for Jay-Z because one, he had a Biggie feature, and two, he held his own with Biggie on this record, a superstar. And while Jay-Z was slowly building momentum from that album release, Puff knew exactly what he had when he stumbled upon the 19-year-old Mase, and he wasted zero time in getting him into the mix. At the time, Puff had decided that he himself was going to go all in as a rapper, and Mase quickly found himself featured on Puff's debut single, Can't Nobody Hold Me Down.
Never seen, so you suck my jewels, clutch my ooze, anything I touch I bruise.
The track spent 12 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and Mase was now becoming known as the next big East Coast artist.
I'm young, I'm pretty, I hit hard, I'm in the best shape of my life.
This nigga say he's young, pretty. I mean, niggas don't say that about themselves. They pretty, like, unless you're a pretty boy, but like pretty, like niggas usually say I'm young and I'm handsome, all that shit, bro. Like young and pretty, like what the fuck?
Don't nobody want to challenge me right now.
Although things were going great for Mase and even better for Puff, the world was about to change when Biggie was gunned down on March 9th, 1997.
I was like, nah, go make sure, go find out, you know what I mean? I think that's a rumor, I just got finished speaking something.
When it comes to Biggie, Bad Boy was already in the process of rolling out his new album, as just 5 days before he passed away, he dropped one of his biggest singles ever, Hypnotize. And it was just weeks later, on March 25th, 1997, we got the iconic album, Life After Death. And it's really sad because Biggie never got to see the impact that he would really have on the culture. The album sold 691,000 copies in its first week, and when we talk about it today, it's not even looked at as one of the greatest hip-hop albums, but one of the best albums in music, period. And at this point, the block is hot for Mase, so Puff, he's on to plan B. He's going all in on Mase.
You tell me who flop, who copped the blue drop, who Jews got back.
At this point, the world belonged to Bad Boy, as they were already dominating the charts, and Puff threw some more gas on the fire when he finally dropped his debut album, No Way Out.
In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me.
Puffy's debut album sold 561K in its first week and debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Jay-Z also picked up a feature on the album where he would share the mic with Biggie for the very last time.
Rap dudes fighting me cause I got it locked like the late Bob Marley. I'm squirting off in my loft, of course I know my shit's tight.
However, in the background, Hov was cooking up his second album, and it was on October 14th, 1997, that he dropped his single for the project, Always Be My Sunshine.
Booty banging properly, in Versace pants, cocky, bow-legged stands, a thing of beauty.
The single is just terrible. I mean, even Jay-Z admits that he feels like that song is one of the worst records he's ever made. However, in preparation for Mase's debut album, he dropped his debut single on the exact same day as Hov.
So while you daydream, Mama say they gleam, and I deal with hoes that pose in Maybelline.
If you're trying to promote your album, that right there is what you call a single. Feel So Good was a #1 record that went on to receive platinum status, and at this point, it wouldn't be much of a stretch to believe that Jay-Z might have had a slight bit of jealousy when it came to Mase. You can say whatever you want about Puff, man, but the way he developed Mase as an artist was genius. He got him real hot, got him on a few singles, got him on a few features, put out his first single, boom, everybody's waiting for Harlem World.
When he threw my tape in the trash, I laugh. Now nigga tape on blast, I laugh.
Mase dropped his now classic album Harlem World on October 28th, 1997. The album sold 273,000 copies in its first week and went on to sell 4.9 million copies, becoming quadruple platinum that year.
Ladies.
Damn, the girl was on him, bro. The girl was on his body, bro. Y'all hear that? They was screaming for this nigga, bro. They was like, they was on this nigga body, bro.
With platinum today.
I mean, people forget, but just listen to the women, man. They're going ballistic over.
Exactly, like I said, they was on his body, bro. They was screaming for this nigga, bro.
This guy was a
Ladies was attracted. The lady was attracted to that nigga Mase, bro.
massive artist. Huge. Now, getting back to Jay-Z, remember, Reasonable Doubt only sold 43K in its first week, and by the end of the year, it only went gold. Now, in Hov's defense, he was doing things a lot different. He wasn't working with someone like Puff. He started Rockefeller from the ground up with Dame, where he always got a respectable cut from any of the sales. In saying that, Hov did have a feature on Mase's album. And just 1 week after Mase dropped Harlem World, Hov dropped In My Lifetime Volume 1.
A lot of speculation on the monies I've made, honeys I've slayed.
Now Jay-Z is starting to pick up some steam. This time he sold 138,000 copies in the first week, which was 3 times more than what he sold with Reasonable Doubt less than 1 year prior. And if you look at that album, just about every other song was produced by someone in Bad Boy. It's safe to say that in this era, the East Coast was definitely bumping, and Puff decided to get all the artists together for his worldwide tour, No Way Out.
Puffy Combs and the family will hit the road in November for what looks to be the biggest hip-hop tour of the year.
The tour included people like Puff, Busta Rhymes, Lil Kim, Faith Evans, Mase, and of course Jay-Z.
It's like I'm really excited about this whole tour because you perform in front of 15,000. That's rare in rap.
But Jay-Z did not get to perform in front of 15,000 people. In fact, it was nothing like he expected at all. After just a few shows, Jay-Z pulled out of the tour. He was only an opening act, and he found himself performing for crowds of less than 100 people. To put salt in the wounds, he had a tiny dressing room, his shows were cut short, and had technical difficulties that no one cared to address. And while Jay-Z is being, treated like a nobody, Mase's shows looked a lot different. In my opinion, this was just further confirmation to Jay-Z of just how much bigger Mase was than him. Mase was one of the big acts on this tour, and in less than 2 years under Puff's management, he became a superstar.
Funny, never find that. Puff a down sack, right hot shit. Make a nigga say rewind that.
And talks about who's the king of New York, who's gonna fill Biggie's shoes. All this added another layer of competition between Mase and Jay-Z. When Biggie died, people were wondering, okay, who's gonna be the new king of New York?
And is it weird for you sometimes when you hear that a lot of people had expected you to fill his shoes after he passed?
And just 1 week after Harlem World dropped, while wearing Biggie's chain, Mase said this in an interview. "This is Biggie's Jesus piece. I wear it for good luck. I always wear it knowing that now with Biggie gone, I had to take on a lot of responsibilities."
You come out when you sold all the records. Did you feel as though you was the king of New York ever?
I think there was a summer I felt like that. There was a summer I felt like that.
However, when it comes to rap beef, often there's someone punching up, and in this case, Jay-Z will be the person to deliver the first blow.
Where's all the ice with all the platinum under that? Those ain't Rolex diamonds. What the fuck you done to that?
Imaginary Player was on Jay-Z's In My Life.
Was that a diss? Let me know, bro. Was that a diss towards Mase? Let me know.
Time Volume 1, and over the years, many speculated that these lines were directed at Mase, and he himself would one day confirm it. At the time, Mase was rocking a watch that was covered in diamonds, but they weren't factory diamonds. This was long before the bust down trend, where today every rapper has a flooded watch. Hov makes fun of Mase because although the watch is covered in diamonds, it didn't come from Rolex themselves, and he suggests that Mase couldn't afford the factory watch with the diamonds. Speaking of jewelry, I can't afford a Rolex, but what I can afford is the chain that you see on my neck right now. 90% of your favorite rappers are wearing moissanite chains.
Most of these rappers wear those type of chains, bro. Shorter ones like that.
Days of buying real diamonds has become a thing of the past because one, moissanite is far cheap.
Yup, rappers wear that shit, bro. Rappers, they'll be wearing that shit, bro. Like.
2, it passes a diamond tester, and 3, it's indistinguishable from a real diamond. When you place a moissanite stone right next to an actual diamond, professional jewelers that have been in the business their entire lives can't tell the difference. Ice Cartel has the highest quality moissanite on the market, and I'm actually blown away at the quality of my tennis chain. When light hits this thing, it goes crazy, and I've gotten plenty of compliments on it already. Ice Cartel offers 4-day free shipping. Ace was one of the first rappers to have a bust down watch.
He was talking about me because at that time, I don't think nobody saw nobody get that flamboyant with the Rolex.
Right.
What's clear is that Mase caught wind of this subliminal right away, and along with many fans, he knew that Hov was talking about him. What's more interesting is that this song was released before the Puffy tour, so that means that Mase knew that Hov was sending shots and still had to see him on the tour. And if you really listen to a lot of those old Mase records, like, he was talking crazy on those records. Like, he was #1 at the time, and anyone who wanted to take something a certain way with the way he was talking, they could have took it that way.
It's like y'all be talking funny. I don't understand language of people with short money.
However, Mase would come back with some shots of his own.
What we hear is platinum that, platinum this, platinum whips. Nobody got no platinum hits.
At the time, Jay-Z and Dame Dash were pretty much known as the guys that popularized platinum jewelry in rap. Hov often rocked platinum as opposed to gold, and on Imaginary Player, he stated that he started the trend.
Wearing that platinum shit when all y'all chicks thought it was silver and shit. I gotta really be the pioneer of this shit, man.
Mase laughs at Jay-Z because he was always talking about platinum this and platinum that, but still, after 2 albums, he had no platinum hits, which at the time was actually true.
Cats know with me, platinum always wrap my wrist. I come to the awards, quadruple platinum chick.
In the last line, Mase reminds Jay-Z that his album went quadruple platinum that year, and the reference to platinum chicks is something that we now understand to be a shot at Dame Dash.
Back in the days, a guy named Dame Dash, you might know the name.
Yes, I do.
Dame Dash said he was going to beat me up. Cam grabbed the baseball bat and said, yo, Dame, you can't do that, Dame.
He act like he won.
Cam was on timing, was on timing with Dame Dash, bro. He protected his mans.
And to fight me in front of 25th, and then act like we wanted to fight on 41st, so we was always about to fight, you know what I'm saying, because he was a boxer, he was nice with his hands.
Dame and Mase did not get along, and Mase even called him out on a record just a few months prior on a track from Harlem World.
Hustle is a hustle, so I never knock a nigga. Don't really fuck with Dame, but still I cop jigger.
In the line, Mase makes it clear that he doesn't like Dame Dash, but he also uses a play on words to reference Jay-Z's Can't Knock the Hustle, where he lets it be known that he does support Hov. So the static was really with Dame, not with Jay-Z. Practically a decade later, we would find out that the beef started over a girl by the name of Ariane. This was the woman that was featured in Mase's What You Want video.
This is Ariane. Hi, Mase.
What's up? You miss me?
Yeah, I miss you. I'm trying to see you at the diner tonight.
The woman's name comes up again on Harlem World on a track called Phone Conversation.
Hello.
Yeah, who that?
It's Ariane. Hi, Mase.
Oh, what's up? You miss me?
This woman was allegedly dating a member of Rockefeller and ended up going with Mase instead.
But what started it back then? What was it? A girl named Ariane. She liked me. You know, we did whatever we did, and it was somebody's girlfriend that was in his crew. So then me and Dame get into it. Dame want to box with me. I told him, let's box.
And I really tried my best to validate this information. First, I searched tirelessly to find out who Ariane was. There's no names listed on the women in that music video, and no song credits for the woman that appeared on that track. So Ariane, if you're out there, you're basically a ghost. I don't know. No one knows anything about you. I also reached out to Dame Dash's brother Bobby as I read some rumors that Ariane was actually dating him, but no answer. Actually, he did respond to me while I was editing the video, and he basically said he doesn't remember. He'd need to see a picture, which, as we can imagine, you know, rolling around with Rockefeller in the late 90s, they probably ran through a whole bunch of women, but I at least appreciated that he did hit me back. And this one was a long shot, but I found some phone numbers for Dame Dash, and I tried to call him.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
And I know it seems crazy, but I do feel like one of these days, this is what's going to set this channel apart from everyone else, is because I am willing to try, and one of these days I'm going to catch one where people are like, how the fuck did he do that? And it's just because I tried. However, just 1 month later, Hov would respond to Mase on his track Ride or Die.
Whack rap niggas severely punish them, especially those that get fucked for they publishing.
Even back in 1998, allegations of Puff's shady record contracts were in circulation. Hov hit Mase right where it hurts by mentioning that Puff fucked him out of his publishing. And Hov was bang on with this. I mean, Mase was battling with Diddy for years and years over his publishing.
Always gotta be the weakest nigga out the crew. I probably make more money off your album than you.
Hov continues on by mentioning that Mase was the softest rapper on Bad Boy, and due to the fact that Hov had a feature on Mase's album, he's thinking that he made more off that feature than Mase made off the entire project.
You see the respect I get every time I come through. Check your own videos, you always be number 2.
In this one,
he said he will always be number 2, so I'm guessing Diddy's number 1. Basically saying Diddy's number 1 and Mase is number 2.
Hov dishes out a triple entendre where 1, Mase will always be number 2 to Biggie, 2, Mase will always...
I thought he was talking about Diddy or Biggie. He's talking about Biggie. So Biggie's number 1 and Mase is number 2.
Number 2 to Diddy, and 3, he
Damn, y'all get what I'm trying to say, bro. So basically, Puffy and Biggie was number 1, and both Puffy and Biggie was number 1, and Mase was number 2. So I got half. I got the Diddy one right.
Music video from Nobody Can't Hold Me Down, where Mase is wearing a jersey with the number 2, while Puff is stunting the number 1.
Niggas talking real greasy on them R&B records, but I'm platinum a million times, nigga. Check the credits.
Hov lets it be known that he heard Mase's shots on the R&B 112 record, and although he didn't have any platinum records at the time, if you check the credits on a lot of big records, Hov was indeed a ghostwriter. Unfortunately, that would be the end, as Mase retired from rap to become a pastor.
You know, a lot of people gonna say I'm crazy, I'm leaving money behind and a lot of things, but it's just, you know, how I feel in my heart.
Now, in light of the shit that's going on with Diddy, I do feel like there's a lot of shit that Mase went through while being as young as he was, being signed to Puff. Who really knows for sure what Mase could have been if he stuck around? But I do feel like he didn't just walk away from Diddy, he ran. And I know he went back with Diddy in 2004, but that was after like 6-7 years of not making the money he was used to. So, money can make people turn a blind eye. That's all I'm going to say.
The guy did a good job.
He did.
He did a good job with that.
It came across my feed.
Good to see it edited correctly.
Yeah, what's the dirt?
Bitch, I'm about to blow up.
So yeah, that's the vid, you feel me? Let me know what y'all think about this whole beef between Mase and Jay-Z. They didn't really say each other's names directly. They were subbing each other on songs and shit. So yeah, bro, like this was probably a misunderstanding or some shit like that. So yeah, bro, let me know what y'all think, bro. Comment down below, what was your favorite song of Jay-Z or Mase, bro? If y'all both are if y'all a fan of either one of them. So yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, y'all know the vibes. You're just checking out UR.